Hello and welcome back to Fir Park Model Railway. It's been a couple of months since I've done an update. I have been, like everybody else, pretty busy with other things, and I haven't really had much time. I've been sort of doing bits and pieces here and there, but not really enough to warrant doing a video update, just to tell everybody that I haven't done much on the layout. So obviously the purpose of an update is to show what I've been doing. So I have had some time recently, and I thought I would do a little bit of work on my 4 foot by 3 foot N gauge layout. And in particular, on one side of it, I had a couple of areas where there wasn't any scenery, and one particular area was over here. I just had a retaining wall going along, with a big gap on the other side of it, with bare sort of bits of wood showing. So I filled it in with polyfiller. I've added in some uh, fir trees, which are a mixture of generic ones and knock. They're actually HO gauge, but to be honest, trees are all different heights anyway, so I've gone for some of the smaller ones, which look like taller ones in N gauge, so happy with that. I've also painted behind them the same sort of dark colour as the retaining wall, because I want to give a sense of depth, and that there could be a parkland or other trees or sort of bushes and stuff, and you can't really see it on the camera, but behind I've got a bit of polyfiller on the blue sky back scene, but actually I've created a sort of a really good effect by accident. It looks like sort of contoured clouds in the distance, sort of low behind the trees. It actually really does look good off camera. I also painted the girder bridge sides sort of just lightly with the paintbrush. Once I'd sort of used most of the paint on the bristles, I just rubbed over it backwards and forwards to create a bit of grime on there, left over from the steam days, and also exhaust fumes. On the right hand side, I've used some Jarvis N gauge stone walling pieces just to enclose that area there with a couple of buildings. Again, over here, I've also put a bit of polyfiller in there with some flock scatter, and just weathered the bridge pieces there just to give a bit of grime on there. And I've replaced this platform that was just a sort of scratch built one I picked up cheap at a swap meet. I've replaced it now with the Graham Farish ready-made clip together ones, and I've got a newspaper stand kiosk there, which is that one there, which is the platform book stand 42-0012, and that's the platform book stand, and that just makes it look a little bit more like a normal mainline station. And then the other area I've been concentrating on is this area here. Now, in the corner here, previously I just had a signal box and some oil sort of drums, and a storage tank. Didn't look very realistic. It was just ready planted sort of stage managed scenery, like on a train set where you're just finding areas to put buildings down. So what I've done is I picked up this N gauge sort of set of sort of two buildings with a sort of medieval guard sort of tower with a bit of retaining wall, and whilst it's continental, it does actually blend in quite well, because you do get continental sort of European looking architecture buildings in England, Scotland, even more so. Some of the castles and other sort of buildings do look quite continental, and elsewhere in the rest of England and Wales, and I've seen quite a few buildings that do look sort of European like, so I thought that would blend in quite well. I've used some Pico line side retaining walls, as you can see there, and those ones are, I think it's NB-40 line side walling sheets. Now those, you can't really see them that well, they're here, so there, and they run all the way along and round to the foreground here. and that just encloses that area nicely. When you look at it from the other side, it just encloses it all in. Obviously behind the building, so you can't see it, so that would be a blind spot, and then obviously you'd have the rest of the world there, or the high street, or the rest of the structure, whatever. But just for the purposes of modelling that corner, I've enclosed it in. I've made my own cardboard medieval type sort of wall with some turret sort of buttresses, whatever they're sort of referred to, and that just encloses that corner, and put a couple of fir trees, bit of flock scatter, basic scenery. That took me no more than about 10 minutes once I'd got the bits of wall made up, glued them in place. I painted them in situ, and put the trees in, bit of flock scatter, basic budget scenery, no problem at all. And yeah, that it just adds a little bit of something different in that area. Again, the girder bridge pieces over there I've just weathered up a bit, making them look a bit grimy from exhaust fumes and previous decades of when it was the steam era. And over on the other side, I've put another building there which I had on the small corner station on the upper level, and on that station on the upper level, I'm just trying to focus in, yep, top left there, you can see that I have put a Hornby Scaledale building there, which I picked up second hand from a local model shop. And top of the picture there, we've got the signal box which I put in place, which was over on the other side where the castle sort of type building is I've just described. I thought I'd just stick that there. And I've been going along and just tidying up the ballast, because where the layout was in storage for a bit up on its side, chunks of ballast were falling off, so I've just replenished a bit of that. There's still a bit more to do, and yeah, when I'd finished painting the other side, the paintbrush, I just rubbed it on top of that roof just to create a bit of weathering, because again, nothing's going to be pristine on exposed to the elements. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. This layout is really good, and it will be my main N gauge layout. I'm not going to waste money on building a massive N gauge layout up in the loft. With the current cost of living, the way things are going, if I don't need to do that, then I won't. I've got a perfectly good N gauge layout, all action, double track main line with an independent terminus to upper level fiddle yard, upper level terminus to fiddle yard. There's loads of operating potential here. So for instance, the depot, you can have 3 locos, one in each of those sidings. You can have 3 short trains in the other 3 sidings, and then you can roster a loco to go around and pick up each of those trains. So that's operating potential there. The terminus, you can have a train arrive, another one depart. Loco haul trains running around, DMUs, short parcels workings, and also on the other side of the layout again, what was originally the 4-road fiddle yard is now a 4-platform station. So you can operate it as a 4-road fiddle yard and have 4 trains, or the line closest to the top of the picture here, you can have that free and have the locos coming around collecting the short trains, taking those round. In the bottom of the picture here is the 2-road fiddle yard for the upper level terminus, which is disguised as sort of sidings at the station side of it. It's a fantastic layout. It's probably one of the best N gauge layouts I've done, and I'm going to clean the track and I'm going to do a running session so I can show the full potential of it. I've also picked up a couple of bits and pieces now. I'm not going mad with these. The first item is the Daypole 156. Now, it came out a few years ago, but this one is in Strathclyde passenger transport livery now. It was first announced in this livery about 3 years ago. In fact, I think it was longer than that, and it's only just come out recently. However, they've made a bit of a mistake. Eagle-eyed rivet counters will notice that the BR Arrow logos, can't quite pick them up on here, have actually been applied back to front. Now Daypol apparently are going to reissue the body shells for these in due course, so and I'm reliably informed that you can either do this via your local model shop where you purchased it from, or online retailer wherever you purchased it from, or get them from Daypol. I'm not too fussed about it, to be honest, because they're small enough that they don't really cause a problem. But if it was a a large logo diesel or something, and the like a class 47 or something, and the logo was round the wrong way, that would be horrendous. But it's not too bad on this. And also they've screwed up on the code reference. They've got this down as a Wessex Trains black and gold, which it isn't, obviously. The code reference is 2D-021-004. But yeah, I think when whoever was quality controlling these or had anything to do with them, I don't know whether they'd had a few drinks or what, but yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it just seems a bit strange. Anyway, that's that item. Next item is the Engage ScotRail coach pack. Now it consists of a Mark II TSO and a Mark I full brake. The Mark I full brake, which is the lower coach in the box, where my thumb is, I'm not sure again whether that ScotRail logo is too far over. I thought the ScotRail logo there on these should be sort of about there, but I'm not 100% sure. There's the code reference for that one. And I also picked up a Daypol Engage Class 86 in Intercity Swallow livery. This is from the original batch that came out quite a few years ago, got to be a decade now, over that. I've not seen one in this livery anywhere at all, and I found one. And there's the code ND-099B. Now I've got one in blue which came out back along the recent release, but that one is I saw it and thought, yeah, I've not seen one of those, so I obviously went for that. So treated myself to a couple of bits there, and the Engage layout is coming on as mentioned. Now with regards to up in the loft, the HO layout, I've done a running session recently, cleaned the track. I've picked up a few bits and pieces, and an update on that will be forthcoming. The lower level baseboard, I've got plans to do something on that in HO, so that will be revealed soon. So thanks for watching and bearing with me, and I hope what I'm doing is of interest. I'm trying to do things that will keep people interested, so thanks ever for your support, and feel free to leave comment suggestions, and also to any new subscribers I've picked up, thanks for subscribing, and see you in the next video.